What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with another One Piece sim video, and this time we're going to be doing another OP10 testing video utilizing the limb strategy with all the new OP10 cards. So going to be playing another video with the limb deck utilizing a very similar list to what we played in the past on the previous limb video. So if you haven't seen that one, go check it out. Differences between that list and this list are that I cut two of the aces for two of the Sanjis. Reason being that this card is searchable off the law, and I felt like the deck just didn't have enough targets and that you were whiffing on the law quite often. So I wanted to play another 2K counter that can be searched off of the law. And then also cut the 4-drop Robin for the new Gum Gum Dragonfire Pistol Twister Star. Pretty good card. So as you'll see, first of all, it's a Straw Hat card, so it's searchable off the law, so it's another target for that, but so is Robin. But the main thing is that generally you want to go first with this deck. You want to play your one of your 1-drops, and then on 3 you want to play a 5-drop with leader ability, and then you'll go to 6 because you ranked with leader ability. And then you have 6 Dawn, you can tap 3 for leader ability again to play another 5-drop, and then you want to be able to play a 3-drop, whether it's Limb or Corazon, or now the Fire Pistol Twister Star, which the effect is you can look at top 5 cards for up to 2 Odyssey type characters, so essentially the whole deck besides the Straw Hat stuff, besides like Sanji, Law, Usohachi, Dofi, and Zora. But yeah, so we're trying that out. There's a few games where I still have the Ace and the Robin in there, but some other games we are using this exact list. So let's get into some games. I think we have like 9 of them queued up here, but some of them are pretty short. So let's start with the Blackbeard. This one's pretty short. We're gonna steal first. Of course, we always want to go first just to hit our perfect curve. But we're going to keep the hand because we have double Zoro, and Zoro is like by far the best card in the matchup. And a lot of matchups, to be honest. Like Zoro is just a busted card, and the fact that you can play it whenever they're hitting 8 Dawn is pretty gross. We're just going to play our Sabo, pretty good start for us. They're going to play their finger pistol to KO it. Not going to leader ability us this turn, so it's nice for us. We can use our Limb Searcher into a Dofi, set up the Dofi so that if we need to, we can protect the blocker next turn, but instead they're going to activate the 6-drop new Liberation that lets him kill the Dofi and the Limb, and then swing 5. We're going to take it just to get as many cards in hand as we can to protect the Zoro. And then we're going to go to 9, slam the Zoro, and they took 3 life off just 5 swings, so they're dead. There's not much they can do here. I don't know of any card in their deck on 8 Dawn that they could do to win, so Zoro just wins the game. I mean, that's just that simple. And that's how a lot of games go with Lim, is you slam Zoro as soon as possible, and a lot of decks just fold. So we're going to go first against a GY Law. We're going to hit our Limb Searcher, so that's really nice after we mulligan. We're just going to go 5, leader ability into the Sabo, Limb at the end of turn, restand the Sabo, pass turn. They're going to go to 4 Dawn, see what they do. We're going to go for a Heat and Wire. On play, rest I think like a 3-drop or something. So we're just going to give him the Limb and then play double Searcher here. See, this is what I was talking about, is that you just whiff so much off this card. But it's alright. We do have the Sabo to be able to draw a card and then play the Dofi, pass turn. They're going to play a Cavendish, of course. Very popular card in the deck. Going to go 4 with their Heat and Wire into our Law. We're going to let it go. See what they do here. They're going to go 8 into Sabo, which I think is probably the correct decision by the opponent. But I just have to let that go. I'm not going to give up my blocker. I need it for the Zoro. And they're just going to blind leader ability, take back the Heat and Wire, which I guess is fair enough, but they're going to hit a beige, so they can't play it. I guess I could play it. I think the leader says 5 or less, a Supernova 5 or less, but they decide to keep the life instead, which is probably smart. We're going to go 5-6. They're actually going to take the 6, which means that Zoro is probably just game. If they can't answer it right now, and they can't, they're just going to play a Law, put a Rested Dawn under leader, putting, I couldn't tell what they put, I think the Law blocker maybe. Restand 2 Dawn with a Cavendish swing. We're going to take that, and then they're going to go 8 at life. We'll take that one as well. They're going to play a Gang Beige to put the Bonnie back in life. So I think they took the Bonnie, played the Bonnie, and then they can bounce the Beige to play the Bonnie with leader ability, stun the Zoro, but unfortunately for them, that's not how that works. We can just restand Zoro twice and win the game. So we're just going to go 5, 7, make him discard some cards. Restand Zoro for 2, put 6 Dawn under it, swing 15, 15. And win the game from there. So going into the next one, we have another GY Law, looks like. We're going to end up going first again. We're going to play the Law. Looks like we searched the Zoro, so pretty good. They're going to play a Luffy and search a Bonnie blocker, and then play the Capone Beige blocker. Pass turn on 3. Looks like we're just going to end up establishing the Mihawk because we don't want our Dofi to be swung into. We could have tapped the Law and just got the Dofi standing, but there's no real need, I feel like, because I can just play the Dofi with the Limb next turn. They're going to freeze our Mihawk with their Bonnie, and I think they should have maybe froze a Dawn instead, because now we can perfectly curve out into Limb into Dofi. They're going to play their Luffy Searcher, draw a Cavendish, play Cavendish, get 2 Dawn back, put a Dawn under leader, swing 6 into the Mihawk. Just let it go just to keep as much counter in hand as possible for the Zoro, and I kind of want them to swing at me in life anyway. They're going to use their leader ability, Blind, once again to bounce. I think they bounced the Beige or something, the Luffy Searcher, and revealed a Cavendish. So they decide not to play the Cavendish because if you didn't know, Cavendish, you can only use its ability if there's only one Cavendish on the field. So they're going to choose not to do that. We're going to go 5. They take it. 5. They counter. 6. They counter. And then just slam the Zoro. Put the Limb back up. Put the Dofi back up. Pass turn. So now we have a good Dofi blocker for our Zoro. And even if they try to swing into it, we have a ton of counter in hand. They're just going to poke 6. We'll give them a 2K Ace. And then play the Captain Kid. They're going to swing 6 with their Cavendish. We'll 2K once again, just to stay at 2 life. Looks like they're not going after the Zoro, so I don't need to reserve counter for the Zoro. Try to stay healthy if possible. They do have 2 blockers and a Kid, now 3 blockers and a Kid. So it's not like I can actually kill them this turn, I don't think. So I do need to stay alive for at least another turn. And Dofi's broken, like, just unbelievably power crept Diamante from back in the day. We're just going to go 13, 13, 13, make him use all their blockers, hold up 3 Dawn so that we can play the Corazon, and then pass turn. They're going to swing 9, that restands our Corazon. We'll take it. So now we have 2 blockers and a life. They're going to play their Law so that they can gain a life. Looks like they put the Cavendish in life and once again chose not to swing with or play it. They're going to go 7. We'll just block with the Corazon. Now we have an interesting play here. We could Dofi them, but and like still hold up our Doflamingo, but I think just removing the Kid and putting as much pressure on them as possible is probably the right way to go, so they don't have a chance to establish more blockers. So we're gonna go 13. They counter 13. They let it go finally. We're just gonna go 5 at life. They counter 5 at life. They take it 6 at life. And then the double Zoros, or no, we're actually just going to swing our last Zoro, swing into the Cavendish, and then play another Rosinante blocker, pass turn. They have 3 swings here to our 2 blockers and a life, so we're not in any danger. They're going to take a Rodno or a Zoro, but that card requires you to have less life than your opponent, not equal, to gain the rush ability. They're going to go 7. We'll just take it. Restand the Corazon. They're going to go 9. We'll block with the Corazon, and that's just game. 11, 11, 11 gets there. Alright, so going into the next video. I lost my cue. Okay. Going to be playing against a Katakuri We choose to go first in this matchup. We open up the Law and the Zoro, so we're going to keep it. And a 5-drop to play, in fact. So we're just going to play the Law, search out a Nami, just because we're low on 2K counters. We're going to swing with our Law first, and then swing 5 to hit no triggers, and then we can play the Enel, and since our Law is rested, we can draw 3 Trash 2. We're going to go ahead and take this Limb for next turn. They're going to kill our Law, and then swing out Life. We'll take it just to get more counter in hand for our Zoro. Play Okiki Nojo, which is fair enough. We're going to go 6-5 to play around some triggers. And they do hit a Satori, so it's a little scary, but this Dofi... we searched a Dofi, but we already had a Dofi, but we should be fine with 3 life and a Dofi. They do go Nico Robin. They have to tap out to do so, so we can free block a 5 and then counter out of a 5-6 and feel pretty safe. They actually decide to swing 6 into the Dofi, which is whatever. We're going to swing with our Dofi first, just in case they do hit like a Thunderbolt trigger, Thunderbolt type trigger. I know they don't play Thunderbolt, but you know, like Nami, Onami or something. They're incentivized to hit the Enel rather than the Dofi, so then we're just going to play the Zoro, restain the Dofi, and the Leem, pass turn. They're going to play their 8-drop Kid, burn a life, swing 5, 5, 6, 6, and we just have the counter for it. We're going to take our last life just to make him go for it. They're going to cycle at the end of turn, and it should be pretty much guaranteed game here. We're going to go 7, 9, see what they do. And yeah, 11 gets there. Well, it doesn't always get there, but we have, you know, a 5-6 and another swing with the Zoro. 5, 5, 6, another swing with the Zoro. Alright, so going into the next matchup, got another Katakuri player. Looks like they chose to go second. Gonna play a Pudding. We're just gonna pass on one because we don't really have anything to do here. We're just gonna have to play a Saba without the Limb to protect it, so it's annoying. But it's fine if they don't swing, you know, 10 into it. They're just gonna go 7 at life, and then I guess play a Parasparrow. Nope, play a Pudding. Hold up 2 Dawn. Okay. They're gonna take a Lin, which I hate to say it, but it's gonna be hard for you to get to the Lin turn against my Limb strategy. We're going to start 6, once again trying to play around any triggers, and we're not going to play double body this turn, I don't think. We were trying to play the Enel so that we could maybe draw into a Limb Searcher once we swung with the Sabo to perfectly curve out, but unfortunately they hit a trigger and killed the Sabo, so now our Enel would just be a vanilla. So instead of that, we're just going to go 8, make him take a life, and then play the Sabo. And then they of course have the Nami, so they can kill our Sabo, but they more than likely won't have removal for this Zoro unless they have like a Raigo or something. They do hit a Satori trigger, but that's just one less card out of hand in my opinion, to stop them from dying next turn. If they tap everything, we could take a turn off and play the Doflamingo. Especially if they Raigo us this turn and then swing everything, we can play the Doflamingo and like still be in an alright position. But we really just want the Zoro to live. They're gonna go 5, 5. Not sure what they're doing with 8 Dawn besides like Katakuri back the Satori or something. And then just 13 into the Zoros, but we kept enough counter to be able to counter out of that, thankfully. So we're gonna start 9. Still deciding if I want to 10 drop Dofi, just depending on what they do here. And decide to go 5 just to keep the option open. And they actually take the 5 and hit a Parasparrow. So yeah, they had 0 counter in hand. Yeah, so Zoro getting there regardless, as usual. Next matchup, we're going to be against a red-green Smoker. We're going to go first, play our Law. I couldn't see what we searched off that Law, but it looks irrelevant. 2K counter. And then they're going to play their Virgo. We're going to tap our Law and then play the Enel, draw 3 Trash 2, just really trying to get to that Dofi. And now we're on 6 Dawn. We could go Limb into a 5-drop, but we really want to find that Zoro, so we actually go double Law Searcher, find a Usohachi, and then find the Zoro finally. And now we can go 5, 7, play the Dofi, restand the Dofi, pass turn. They're going to play a Carrot, which I haven't seen in this deck yet, and freeze the Enel. Fair enough. They're going to go 5, kill a Law, and then 5, we're going to free block. I don't know why they held up a Dawn, which is weird, unless they're on like Rad Beam or something. So we're just going to go 5. They block with their Sanjis for 7, and then a 6, they take it. And then we're going to play the Zoro, and once again, people don't know how cards work. They're going to play the Bonnie and freeze, quote unquote, the Zoro, but I still get to swing with it twice next turn. They're going to swing 7, freeze the Enel. And we just have a ton of counter in hand with a blocker. Then they're going to go 7, we will block counter. They chose not to swing with their Tony Chopper, which is fine with us. We're just going to go 5, 6, restand the Zoro. And I think, yeah, we're just going to play this Corazon after swinging out with our Zoro. We could play the Lim, actually. So we're actually going to go Lim into Corazon. We're going to go 10, and they're going to double Rad Beam. Fair enough. Thinking about whether to kill the carrot, but I don't really care about the carrot, to be honest. And I accidentally misclicked here. I was going to play Corazon and then leader ability into the Dofi, and I accidentally played the Dofi instead of the Corazon. So we only got 2 blockers here, so we play right into Hody. But luckily for us, we do have the counter to get out of all these swings. And they're just going to go 11, and we have it, and we win the game. So small misplay there. Should have had another blocker so that they couldn't tap everything with Hody, but it is what it is. Going into another game against a red-green smoker. We're gonna be forced to go second. I'm gonna play Law, find the Zoro, and then play Lim. Here we're just gonna go 5 because we can search again with another Law and the leader ability into a Dofi. We do find the Usohachi, so that's pretty good for like late game choppers and stuff. They're gonna go 7 with their Sanji, and then play their Tony Chopper, restand 2 with their leader, swing 7, we will block 2k counter. Now we're on an awkward 7 Dawn turn. I actually kill this Sanji, forgetting that it has the ability that on KO draw a card. I probably should have just went at life. But I was feeling a little pressure just because we are at 2 life right now, and we're not going to be able to play our Zoro until next turn. I decide to play this Whitebeard and just tap the Chopper and go 9 into 7. See if they want to give me cards over it, since I'm already starving them, kind of. And they actually do 2k, 1k, so that's pretty good. We just restand all of our characters past turn. They will play the Newgate, put a Dawn under leader, and then Otamna. Minus on the Dofi. Kill the Dofi with the Whitebeard effect, and then swing 7, we'll take it. We're going to start 5, and then 6, they probably block this one. And then we can freeze the board with a 10 drop. Restand the Whitebeard past turn. They're going to play Karina, which is a blocker that minus 2,000 on a character on play. Restand 2 Dawn and then put 5 Dawn under leader, which totally irrelevant. You might as well have bluffed it, but sure. We're going to start 10 into 8, see what they do. They obviously give us the blocker. Looks like we're just not going to be playing Zoro this game, so we're going to go 5 at life to start. 6 at life. They counter that one. Leader ability for a Dofi, and then play another Dofi, and then hold up 2 Dawn. I think I messed up there somewhere. I think I was wanting to play the Lim as well, but obviously can't do that for 8 when you're tapping 5 and then 3. We're gonna play the Shanks, swing 6 with the Sanji. Swing 12, we'll block that one. And then they can swing 6. We actually counter out with 2 1Ks. I was really wanting them to swing with the Chopper for game. But we keep the Usohachi regardless, so we can just tap the Chopper. And we had the Whitebeard. We top decked into the Whitebeard, so Whitebeard is a pseudo Usohachi if you leader ability into it. And we just win the game. Alright, we have 2 more here. We're going to go into an Usopp matchup. Going to be going first. Can't tell who chose. They're going to play the Karate Coliseum, and then Leo tap the Karate Coliseum, search for Zoro and Bartolomeo. And then they have to discard a card. They discard the 6-drop Luffy. Fair enough. We're just going to go 5, leader ability. Same old, same old. We have perfect curve into a 3-drop, 5-drop next turn. And if they don't attack our Mihawk, that's even better. They're going to play another Leo, look for the one-legged soldier, and a Frankie, one of the most annoying cards ever. And then they are going to swing 8 into the Mihawk, so fair enough. We have to let that go, and then we're going to play our Leem. Looks like we're going to take an Audio because we don't have a 9-drop yet, and a ton of 5-drops in hand, so we're going to make use of that. And then play the Dofi, of course. They're going to play a Roanoa Zora. Going to tap their stage to KO our Leem, then swing 7. We actually take that one. We're just going to go 5, 6, play the Audio, restand 3, leader ability, play the Enel, trying to find like a Zoro or something. We do find the Zoro, so we're going to keep that. So just putting a ton of pressure on them, swinging at life nonstop. They're going to play a Cavendish, which does get the rush ability onto characters. They're going to draw 2 trash 1, swing 8 into the Enel. We just let that one go. And then they're going to swing 6 at life. We'll give them the Uso Hachi. And 7 at life and take that one. I think here we're actually going to play the Doflamingo. So I think our pressure is pretty good right now. We're going to swing 5. They give us a Rebecca. Swing 6, they give us a 2K, and then swing 9, they give us a 2K, 2K, 1K to go down to 2 cards in hand, and then we're just going to freeze the board. I think maybe they thought they were going to be killing me next turn, but I don't. That's never happening. They are going to be able to Gecko Moria into the Frankie, which is super annoying. And then passing, and then they scoop. Yeah, I don't know why they scooped. Let me look. Maybe they thought I had another 10-drop Dofi because I just swung 5, but they could have definitely just like countered this. Swing 6. You can even counter that if you want to, and then I swing 9. You block, draw to another Frankie, put another blocker. Swing 10. They have to take the life. They're still sitting at 1 life. And then maybe I would play like I might slam the Zoro and hold up the Audio Dawn maybe. Just to try and kill them as fast as possible. I don't know. Think I can get out of these. No, maybe not. With the blocker. 2 life, a blocker, 4 swings. Yeah. A lot of cards in hand, so. Either way, they scooped it up. Going into the last game of the video, we're going to be playing. Oh. Yep, my sim started going crazy in the middle of this game. Going to be playing against a Yellow Kid strategy. We're going to be able to go first, play the Leem, of course, and we just have a pretty broken hand, all things considered. Going to play the Dofi, restand the Dofi. Swing 5, we'll just free block that. I played the Yellow Kid deck quite a bit, so I actually know generally of what they're trying to do here, and there's nothing to punish me for just blocking that 5 swing. On 6, we're going to play the Leem, find a 2K, and then leader ability into the Enel, draw 2 trash 2, or draw 3 trash 2. We get to find the Zoro, which is nice. I'm not even sure a lot of kid decks run Zoro. I don't think they run Raigo. So Zoro's like pretty busted. They're going to play Nami, discard a Nami, kill our Dofi, and choose not to swing, which is whatever, honestly. I'm not sure how good it is for them, but it's like could take it or leave it for us in terms of like, is it good for us or not? Yeah. We're just going to play the Zoro, restand the Leem with her own effect, and then the other 1-drop Leem, restand the Enel. They're going to play their Law, gain a life, and then put 2 Dawn under leader, swing 5, and then 7. We'll counter out of the 5, take the 7. And then they're going to give their Law blocker, or their Law a blocker. We're going to start 5 into the Nami. I see them giving me a card regardless over this, so I want to see if they're going to tap their Law. They don't, of course. They finally give us the Nami, which is like, cool. I think I'm just going to be playing Adio this turn, because I can't kill them through the blocker. We're just going to swing 9, restand a Dawn. We still have enough to play the Audio, and they actually miscounter and take it and hit a Law, but as you can see, if they didn't do that, let's just say they countered normally. Like I said, this is unranked, so a lot of people make mistakes. If they would just counter normally, they'd be at 2 life. We get to play the Adios, swing another 9, restand again with the 2 Dawn left over, swing another 9, and then have 1 Dawn left for the audio effect. And there's just no way they can win after that. Whether it's Ace, whether it's 8-drop Kids, there's no way. But yeah, so that's all the videos I have for you guys for this one. Go into the list one more time. Yeah, the limb deck is pretty sick. It's like a combination of, it's mainly like Pluffy. It's like the new Pluffy, to where, you know, you're always gaining a Dawn, except you don't have to take your life, which is really nice, and like playing the pudding and stuff. And then combination between that and Bonnie, because obviously the 9-drop Zoro and the 10-drop Dofi. So it's kind of like Bonnie, kind of like Pluffy, kind of like Union Arena, because all the cards come in tapped and then they restand at the end. So if you play Union Arena, you'll know that. But yeah, pretty cool deck. I like it so far. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually main it for O10 or anything like that. It's still a little ways away, and we're still just playing around with the list. So either way, GG's to all those guys. Make sure to subscribe to Plastic Beach X3 for more One Piece videos, and peace out.